Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the CUP Ringside, where we put the real in. I forget what the slogan is for the CUP Ringside. Something about being ringside for all the. Listen, it's been a while. Welcome back to the CUP Ringside. Today we're going to be talking about the next WWE Premium Live event or pay-per-view, whichever you prefer, on the WWE calendar for 2024, and that is Clash at the Castle in Scotland. I am very, very excited to have Clash at the Castle back. Obviously, this is a show that means a lot to me, having been at the last Clash at the Castle when it was in Cardiff, and potentially we're still not sure, but I might end up going to Glasgow depending on if I decide to, splash out a bit of cash. Tickets are still available. I am Lewis, and I am joined by.
I am your inauthentic Scottish psychopath. That's right. I am Scottish. Look at that. That's my heritage. I took a DNA test, and turns out I am about 80% Scottish.
Oh, wow.
The rest of my, I am like some English, a little bit of Scandinavian. So I'm really feeling the European pay-per-view here, and I am so excited for them to go back to Scotland. Money in the Bank in the O2 Arena was spectacular, and then the first Clash of the Castle was a lot to live up to. So we are going to see what this Clash of the Castle is going to behold. But we know if there's one thing that Scotland is going to do, Scotland is going to bring the crowd.
Absolutely. There's going to be crowds. There's going to be a lot of chants that we will talk about after the pay-per-view. When Scotland, anything is on the line. They can chant absolutely anything. You think France delivered some absolutely awesome chants? Just you wait. But before we get into this recording, this episode, this podcast, please go and check out all of our other channels on the CUP. If you're a fan of Drag Race or anything drag, go to the CUP Pod. If you're a fan of anything reality TV, we have the CUP TV over there for you, over on another channel for you. I believe they're talking about, I don't know what's going on. They'll probably be going to be talking about Survivor 47 very soon. So I'm very excited for that one. We also have the CUP ESC if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Go hit that subscribe. Go hit that thumbs up. Go hit everything. And if you're a fan of merch, we do have merch for you. We have CUP mugs, CUP bottles, CUP socks, CUP everything, CUP.
And don't forget Love Island.
There is Love Island is channel. On the CUP TV, absolutely. Love Island, that is a show that people watch. Right, so let's get. If you're I forgot to mention, managcreations.etsy.com is where you get all your merch for the CUP, and I'm sure the link will be down in the description below. Right, let's get talking Clash at the Castle. This was quite a I feel like the lead up to this has been quite like sudden. I don't know if that's just me, but like maybe that's because when it was WrestleMania season, it felt like everything was spread out a bit more, and now we've got like this PLE, this PLE, this PLE, this is happening, that's happening. But I'm very excited to be seeing another UK PLE. I feel like the UK crowds have been providing year by year. It makes sense to come back. With Clash of the Castle, Glasgow does have a castle, so it makes sense. I mean, Scotland's provided so much talent over the years. You mentioned Drew McIntyre, but we've also seen the likes of Piper Niven come through the Scottish wrestling system. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, who we'll be talking about as well. Even on NXT, we have Gallus over there. And I'm sure there's plenty of other Scottish wrestlers to come through the WWE as well. Scottish wrestling. What do you have to say on Scottish wrestling?
Well, I think that not just so much Scottish wrestling, but these international PLEs have been delivering over and over and over again. And that is because the audience has been delivering over and over again. Now, I can't help but wonder if WWE is resting on their laurels a little bit of like, we're just going to go into an international pay-per-view. We don't really need to have much of a build or a story. That's been kind of frustrating to me. There's been some major stories that are going on that have some longer term storytelling, but it does feel like maybe we overbooked ourselves this season with, you had Backlash that was in France, then you had the Saudi show, and now here we are. It's almost too quick of a turnaround. I think we could have gone, maybe we need to back up and have a PLE every 6 weeks instead of 4. Just give us some breathing room. Give us some time to build, because all of these matches are going to be good matches. I don't doubt that, but I want to see some good story. And it's like, are we holding off on telling a good story because we want to build to the major events? But we still have, it's June 13th now, and then we've got Money in the Bank coming up in Toronto in just a couple of weeks. And it's like, is there going to be much story there? And then we have SummerSlam that's going to be coming up at the end of July. So it's like less than 6 week period. We're going to have 2 more PLEs.
It feels very oversaturated. Like King, you mentioned King and Queen of the Ring. It really doesn't feel like that. How long ago was that? I want to say 2 weeks. It didn't feel too long ago that we had the Saudi show.
It was either 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's been 3 Raws, I think. 3 Raws and 3 SmackDowns.
That's crazy.
It's too much. Now,
too much.
Honestly, you know what they could do is, I really think, well, and not to mention there was the Battleground that was just a week ago. So it's like, it's still, but what they could do is, I think that if you're going to have the brand extension, I don't personally have an issue with brand exclusive PLEs, or perhaps you balance it out of like, okay, this is going to be the, maybe we only defend the Raw titles at this upcoming PLE, and then we only defend the SmackDown titles at the following PLE. And I know it's like, it sounds exclusive and stuff like that, but it's like, it makes it more important, and it makes those title matches, gives them a longer build. So, but we've got a lot to get into tonight.
Absolutely. So let's get into it. All right. Give me a second. I want to set this up correct. There we go. Right. Let's get to it. We want. Oh, not that one. Let's do this. I think this is fine. Right. Let's get to Clash at the Castle. And 5 matches have been announced so far. We do have a SmackDown in between, so who knows if that's the only 5 we're going to get. But let's get predicting.
5 does seem to be the perfect number. I think 5 or 6 matches is great. I have appreciated that we have put, I would rather 5 or 6 good, decently lengthed matches, anywhere from, and to me, a decent length match is anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, even a 30-minute banger in there, versus having 10 matches where you barely get 3 or 5 minutes in the ring because you've spent so much time on the entrances.
Yeah, 5 matches is a nice set of matches. We don't want to oversaturate the card, especially for a show that's probably midday in America, I would have said that's fine, especially given it's in Glasgow. Glaswegians will stay up until 5 o'clock in the morning. I promise you. But let's not oversaturate the card. We don't want to turn into the rival promotion. Right. let's start. Oh, wait, we're starting right off the top, right off the jump, with the World Heavyweight Championship match. We have Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Important to note that due to a stipulation from last Monday's episode of Raw, where Drew McIntyre defeated Finn Balor, Judgment Day is banned from ringside for this match.
Which I think is going to be great for Damian Priest. Who did Damian Priest dirty like this? Why him looking like a Muppet? He's got his hair, which looks great normally, is like, I don't even know. Somebody looks like they just plopped it right on there. But yeah, I'm going to have a hot take here. I think that Damian Priest is going to win because the only thing that is going to continue the story that much better is for Drew to almost have his moment right in front of his friends and his family, and for that dastardly CM Punk to take it away from him. And I think Judgment Day is not going to be there. And I think that is the red herring. And I think that Damian Priest is going to come out victorious against Drew McIntyre. And once again, Drew is going to come up short at Clash of the Castle.
Very interesting. I think if Damian was to win this match, it would be because of the punk factor. However, I was in two worlds because of this. I think one of those worlds has been cut because of the lack of the Judgment Day. I did think that the Judgment Day factor would have affected Damian's chances of winning, even though he probably in storyline he would have wanted the Judgment Day to be there. I think it would have only worsened his chances. However, I'm looking at what we've got coming up. I'm looking at Money in the Bank. I'm looking at SummerSlam. And I'm looking at the Gunther of it all. And I love that Gunther won the King of the Ring, don't get me wrong. However, I don't love that Gunther's being fed that match at SummerSlam because of it. I feel like it kind of stifles storylines a bit when we've got great working storylines with the Judgment Day and with the Punk aspect of the McIntyre situation. But it also makes sense that Gunther faces McIntyre with what we have in stories past. And I don't see Gunther fitting into the Judgment Day storyline.
Would Gunther not wrestle Cody? Is Gunther not?
I mean, it depends. How loose are we being with the brand split? That depends on. I mean, if we do have Gunther facing Cody, people are gonna start saying the same BS they've been saying all year round about brand split not meaning anything.
But Gunther is the King of the Ring, and they still have to run that match back. So we don't know if Gunther is going to even be a contender for the championship just yet. But I do think that there is a lot of stories being told here, and I think the bigger story would be to have Damian Priest continue to win. Drew, I think he's the hometown hero, and everybody wants to see Drew win. But I don't know. I just don't feel it.
Okay.
What's your official pick on this?
My official pick is going to be Drew. I think we are going to get a home win, at least one home win. Exactly one home win, and I think this is the one.
All right. Lana, Donovan, and Brooke all predict that Drew McIntyre is going to be victorious. So I am the outlier on this, and this is how I become heel of the week.
You are the outlier on this one, but let's see if you continue to be an outlier as we get through the rest of the card. Moving on to the next match on the card, Oh, and we do have our triple threat tag team match for the women's tag team championships. We have Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending against the teams of Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, and Alba Fire and Nyla Dawn. Yeah, I mean, I love that. I really wish this wasn't as quick. Okay, I'll tell you what I would love. I would love, considering, and I know this has nothing to do with storylines. This has nothing to do with what's going on in the WWE scripturally. Scripturally, is that a word? I don't know. But Alba, and this is very serious stuff. Alba just lost her mum this week due to a very horrific accident, and it tying in with her home return on the home pay-per-view. It would have been amazing for her to win some sort of championship or some sort of just get a win, just to get a home win, considering the circumstances of what's going on in her real life. But I don't see a world where, in story, Bianca and Jade drop the titles here. I don't know. And I mean, I'm gonna completely rule out Shayna and Zoe. I think with what's going on with Sonya Deville, I think Sonya is going to be involved and kind of frustrate Shayna and Zoe by wanting to be involved, and maybe that affects them in some sort of way. My official prediction here would be Jade and Bianca, but what do you think?
I think that with what you're saying about her mom, I do think I could see a world where this is like a happy moment, because Jade and Bianca do not have to lose the belts here. They don't have to lose the match to lose the belts. It is a triple threat match. Now, with that being said, oftentimes multi-person matches, for some reason, even though there is a championship disadvantage, the champion tends to always come out. And that is because there's not much story going into this. It's just kind of thrown together. I'm a little bit disappointed because there's no reason why there shouldn't be story going into this, like build. But when you only have 3 weeks between premium live events, there really hasn't been an opportunity to. And Shayna Baszler's been busy on NXT. I don't know. I think this is Bianca and Jade all day long, and I think this is it may be a fun match to watch, but I'm sad to say that I'm actually most disappointed in this match.
I think that seems to be a consensus here on the Cup, that Bianca and Jade are getting the win. At the very least, I hope Alba gets a chance to show out. That's at the very least give Alba and Isla a chance to show out in the home crowd, especially given the circumstances. I understand there's very little story to give Alba and Isla a win here. And that's why I'm predicting Bianca and Jade. I think we all are here on the Cup.
Yep. It's unanimous. Brooke, Lana, and Donovan.
Sweet. We are going to move on to the third match of the card. We are flying through this. Jesus. Okay. This one I'm very interested in. This one I am very interested in. This is the Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable rematch for the Intercontinental Championship. Okay, this is the one I'm most torn on, I think. This is the one I'm most torn on because it made sense for Sami to win the original match. It made sense for Sami to win the triple threat. But with everything that's happened on TV since, I think Chad has a shot here. Yeah, I think Chad has a shot, but with what's happening with the Alpha Academy, and if Alpha Academy are, and I want to say that I predict that Alpha Academy are going to show up as a unit.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Go ahead.
This is going to be a show stealer of a match. It's going to be phenomenal. This is the moment I think Chad Gable really solidifies himself. I think Chad Gable is 100% the next Kurt Angle. They are building him as such. He has the ability to vacillate between being comedic and serious. He looks threatening. So yeah, I think right here, this is the moment that Chad Gable wins the Intercontinental Championship, and this is the moment when Chad Gable goes on a run with the Intercontinental Championship, because I think it's gonna. Sammy doesn't need the belt. As much as we loved the Sammy victory over Gunther, Sammy does not need the belt, in my opinion. Sammy is over. Sammy is great. I would love to see Sammy in a the world title picture yet again, but this is Chad's moment.
I have to agree. Sammy, absolutely, it was great to see Sammy win in Philly. And I think in all the previous times he's defended the belt, it wasn't the right time to take it off of him. I feel like now there's a lot more intrigue in what's happening with Chad and with the Alpha Academy than there is in Sammy. And that's why I'm going to... my official prediction is going to be Chad. And I believe there is some sort of division with the Cubs prediction on this one. So I believe me, you, and Brooke are going with Chad, and Donovan and Lana are going with Sammy on this one.
Yeah. So this is going to be a good match, because this is one of those matches that you just can't call.
Absolutely. I won because I think the clear path out of this, moving forward with this storyline, I see the world where the Creed brothers are going to link up with Chad and the Alpha Academy become a new Alpha Academy or something like that.
Yeah, like how Kurt Angle used to have Edge and Christian back in the day, and then Kurt Angle had Team Angle. I think that Chad Gable is great and has a lot of personality, and I think having him lead a faction makes him stand out even further. You can't be a top guy unless you have people that you're standing next to that you are distinctly better than. And that's how you create divisions to begin with. So I do think that this is a good move for Chad, and I'm very excited.
And we've seen teasers with Ivy Nile talking with, I believe it was Ivy talking with Chad at one point. And just the poeticness of that, with Ivy being Maxine's storyline best friend. Right. So then all of a sudden, Ivy being a part of this new Alpha Academy with the Creed brothers, who she's been linked with throughout her WWE career. So then, I love it. Right. Let's see what we got next. We have Bayley defending her WWE Women's Championship against Piper Niven. I will say I love that Piper's getting her chance on a PLE in a one-on-one match in Glasgow. In Glasgow, where prior to WWE, she was known as Viper in ICW, and she's got a huge following in Scotland, which It's weird because I feel like with how she's being booked on the WWE, it pales in comparison to how she was booked on the Indies. So I do believe she's going to get a huge reaction. I don't see it making sense with what the WWE is wanting to do with Piper to have her win the belt here.
this is another match that I'm not disappointed in, but I'm disappointed in WWE for not booking correctly. Piper Niven does not have a chance here. She's just being put in as a hometown hero. She was shoehorned in. They had ample time to create a credible threat in Piper Niven. Piper could have been in the King of the Ring tournament and done very well. Sorry, Queen of the Ring tournament, and done very well in the Queen of the Ring tournament. You know what I mean? Giving her credence, or like at least making it to where this match is not just like, oh, it's Piper's hometown, so we want to put Bayley in it. So yeah, I'm a little peeved at this match. I'm not looking forward to it at all. And shame on WWE, because I think that they're doing a great job. It's evident of their lackadaisical storytelling, and I think they do a really good job with long-term stories. But sometimes, I mean, you could do something episodic and make it make sense.
Absolutely. I will say, if by some chance, which I don't think it's going to happen, if by some chance Piper does win, I think there's a world in which she splits herself off from the Chelsea Green of it all. Kind of like, clearly, I don't need to be running around with you because I'm good on my own terms, kind of thing. That would make me a lot more interested in what WWE is doing with Piper than right now. But yes, I have to predict Bayley on this one, and I believe that is a consensus.
Donovan and Lana both.
Donovan Lana
picks Bayley. It's a unanimous on Bayley.
Unanimous. Brooke also saying Bayley on that one. Right, we get to our final match of the card, and it's Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed. First of all, can we stop using the? I hate the word undisputed. Oh wait, I hate undisputed Universal WWE. That is way too long. WWE, shorten it in some capacity, please.
Well, especially because it's not undisputed, because there's 2 world champions.
Absolutely. Yes, I get exactly. There's 2 world champions now, so it's no longer undisputed. And defending against AJ Styles in an I Quit match. Now, I hadn't much interest in this match had it not been for the added stipulation of the I Quit rule. It did feel a bit filler to have these 2 feuding again so soon after they lasted. Yeah.
See, I felt that this is the only match that's really gotten story. Like when AJ did the Styles Clash off of the stairs, I was like, okay, this is good. Now we have content, emotion, an actual reason. I hate the idea. This is what, like, I don't like a match for match's sake, right? That's why AJ and Shinsuke at WrestleMania didn't work, even though it had all the potential to. Like, you can't just have a match for match's sake. Now we have intrigue. And this is a very peculiar situation, because there is no way. How is Cody going to say I quit? I don't see it happening, but it could. I don't see AJ Styles saying I quit, but it could. And I think that if AJ Styles does say I quit, he's saying I quit here. And that's a wrap on AJ.
Oh, God. So you mean, like, as soon as AJ says the words I quit, that's AJ done in the Fed?
Yeah, I mean, we knew AJ, his contract was up. He had openly only said he had like a year or 2 left in him, and this was a year ago. So maybe he signed on to just get the little like post WrestleMania feud with Cody Rhodes, give us these dream matches that we never see, and then off in the sunset. What better way to end your career than in the main event at Clash of the Castle in Glasgow, Scotland, against the greatest wrestler of all time, Cody Rhodes.
Wow. I mean, it is. I definitely see where you're coming from. I mean, it makes sense given what we know about what's happening in terms of contractual situations and what AJ has said to the media. I want to go back to Brooks, because Brooks submitted their predictions prior to this recording. Brooks says that they have AJ winning this match, in brackets, because Cody's mum will be there. Which I want to jog my memory. I know that Cody's mum was there for night 1 of Mania when the tag team of Rollins and Cody lost. Was Cody's mom there night 2?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Then
Cody's mom has been involved in many a story back when Cody was in that other company.
Yeah.
And Cody really, like, I can see a world. What I think that Brooke is pitching here is she's saying that AJ Styles is going to do something to Cody's mom and force Cody's mom to say I quit. I think that's beautiful storytelling, and I agree that it would make it for an interesting ending to the match. My argument against it is just that we are in the Cody era. Cody looks so great as WWE champion. Cody is our champion, and I'm not so certain I'm ready for that to end.
I have to back Cody here, and I can see where Brooke is coming from, but I mean, again, Cody's mom has been there when Cody's got this. Cody's mom was there for Cody's biggest moment, and I don't see Cody's mom being too much of an outlier, like too much of an issue. Okay, and then I'm also looking at the bigger picture, and I'm looking at the bloodline, and I feel like if Cody's reign is not stopped by some sort of representative of the bloodline, what is the point of continuing the bloodline story? That's where I'm at. So that's why I'm going to predict Cody winning this match. Just because I feel like someone else is going to be the one to take it off him. I'd say I'd be fine with Solo taking it. I'd genuinely be fine with Solo taking it.
I don't see Cody losing this belt for the next year. And Cody is certainly not losing this belt to the very first opponent that he has. It just is. Yeah, obviously, it's not his first match, but AJ's his first opponent. That's his first big bad. We have so many more stories. I mean, yes, he's got Logan Paul that was shoehorned in there too, but we've got so many good stories. We've got Cody versus Randy. That's an excellent story. Cody versus Gunther. Cody versus Chad Gable. How about that for a Survivor Series match? That's a good mid. Cody versus Sheamus. All of these, there is so. Put Cody in there against Braun freaking Strowman. Not to mention Uncle Howdy.
Oh, that's something that I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about in the very near future. It seems like that run of teasers is slowly starting to become something actually proper in person, like a debut-y kind of situation very soon. Hopefully, if we continue doing these. If we continue doing these QR codes, I'm gonna lose my patience. I'm really gonna lose my patience.
6 days left on Raw, didn't it?
Oh, did it? Right, that shows me for not paying attention.
Donovan and Lana both also say Cody. Yeah, we have the very real possibility that Uncle Howdy shows up at Clash of the Castle, which also could tie into so you have Clash of the Castle, but you look at how like dark and mysterious and just very like I think the theming is perfect. I am so excited to see what Uncle Howdy is like. You know what I mean? As far as this post Rotunda Wyndham world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wyndham Rotunda.
Yeah. I am definitely intrigued in that, but I'm also intrigued in a PLE card. I'm going to drop this slideshow. We don't need it anymore. A PLE card that has no bloodline involved as of yet.
They're taking a break. We need to not the bloodline has to cool off.
You say that, but we have. I mean, there has been rumors in the grapevines of the addition of formerly known as Hikuleo. I can't pronounce his name right. And they have trademarked for a new name. I'm wondering if that's approaching very quickly, because it seems to be that they're getting these new bloodline names in as soon as they get them to write their name on a contract. So I'm intrigued to see if there's involvement with that on Friday at the very least.
There could be. I don't know. I don't think we're adding any more matches to this card unless it's a kickoff match. I don't know if we're going to add. I mean, we may add Braun Breaker in. I'm very curious. And also, they said Ricochet was going away. You don't end like that if you're leaving. Come on.
We'll see. We'll see what's going on with that. For now, thank you everyone for watching. This has been our Clash of the Castle prediction show. Don't forget to hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up if you're a fan of what we're predicting. If you're not a fan of what we're predicting, hit that thumbs up. We don't care. We just want the engagement. No, kidding. For now, oh yes, if you don't forget, if you want any merch, go to largecreations.etsy.com. Represent the cup wherever you go. If you're a fan of Drag Race, go to the Cup Pod. If you're a fan of reality TV, go to the Cup TV. If you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, we got the Cup ESC. All that is there for you. And of course, if you're a fan of WWE, subscribe to here at the CUP Ringside, where we're going to be talking about the fallout of Clash of the Castle at the end of this weekend. It's going to be a very fun weekend. If I make it there or not, we'll see.
I hope you do make it there. I think you'll have a blast. It's going to be great. This card is we're going to walk away from this card like we have the last several cards with it, going, God, I just don't feel like this is that exciting, to being like, whoa.
Oh, no. Yeah, absolutely. That seems to be the theme. That seems to be the theme of WWE PLEs in 2024. Right. Thank you all for watching. Catch you on the flip side. Peace.
Clash at the castle.
Clash of the Champions.